Team KG have elected to go for second pick, meaning that Frostwolves clan will have first pick as well as first ban.
5 seconds remaining.
And the first hero removed out of the pool will be that Rogue Knight, the Sven. A very useful hero, as we have mentioned before, with that cleave, able to just catch up on farm once the Ancients are stacked up.
10 seconds remaining.
Right now it is on Team KG, the captain, Awesome,
5 seconds remaining.
will be doing the drafting as well as leading the team in terms of callouts. Let's see what he decides to go for the first ban on his side. Will it be banning supports or will it be banning some strong mid laners? Visage recently received a buff in the most recent update, as well as a few other minor changes, minor tweaks to the hero. But it's unlikely that we will see Visage in this game, as KG are relatively known for their aggressiveness. And they've decided to take the Priestess of the Moon, the Mirana, as the first ban. So the Aghanim Scepter Mirana is shown to be the most popular pick during the internationals in the recent time, able to burst heroes with the double Starfall once the Egg Scepter is complete. And as a response, Frostwolves Gaming,
Radiant team back.
Frostwolves clan have taken out the Faceless Void. Flexible hero in the offlaner as well as a safe lane carry, able to play in the mid lane as well if you so desire. The Chronosphere is what makes him so valuable, able to just either zone out the team or even clutchly catching multiple enemy heroes within that Chronosphere.
Reserve time.
KG will be taking out a very tanky carry in the Medusa. Again, really good, strong late game potential for a mid hero in that hero. The split shot, able to distribute the damage across multiple instances. But right now, finally, the ban phase is over and we are moving into the picking period. As Frostwolves clan, the captain, Ashley,
5 seconds remaining.
will be choosing the first hero.
Reserve time.
Some serious faces on the stage right now as they are trying to put their team together to the best of their abilities. The Sand King pickup will be coming out here from Frostwolves clan. A flexible offlaner, flexible support as well. The Burrow Strike, an almost instant reliable stun coming out. So once the Aether Lens is completed, as well as a Blink Dagger, that's just re-initiation after re-initiation. 11 seconds cooldown on the skill. So that is something that they definitely have to be careful about right now, Team KG. And let's see who they're going to pick up. Usual counters to Sand King would be the Rubik, but I think that KG will also be picking up their position 4. Instead, they go for the Dazzle. So that's the Shallow Grave that's going to be coming out in the game later on. A defensive support that's able to save heroes from protecting them from dying. So as you can see, the skill build there. Cannot die while under the protection of Shallow Grave and lasts a total of 5 seconds. So more than enough time to just withdraw from the fight and just regen from any one charges. And that's going to be the off-lane Tide Hunter being picked up. We saw it last night whereby the Ravage was late coming in, and immediately Frostwolves clan picking up the Kunkka, pairing it up with the Sand King. So it's SK Kunkka. We saw the Kunkka early on in the first game for today, so that's going to be likely a mid Kunkka coming out there from Frostwolves clan. Over on the side of KG, they've got the Dazzle, they've got the Tide Hunter, so they've got this position 5 as well as position 3 already on board. Let's see how they want to shape the ban. As things stand, they are on a team fight heavy lineup with the Ravage as a counter initiation, but not forgetting, of course, Frostwolves clan also with the heavy team fight lineup. The Ghost Ship and Epicenters are both very good AoE abilities.
Dire team back.
Tinker will be the ban coming out here from KG as they look to remove strong mid heroes. I'm seeing a pattern right now. for KG. They're removing the strong mid heroes, which makes me very curious as to who their mid pickup will be. Will it be the Invoker? But that remains to be seen, as Frost Wolves clan have gone for the Husker ban. Again, a quick reminder, the Miri Esports League right now is in single elimination. So if you lose, you are out. So both teams, of course, will be playing their best strategies right now to ensure a continuation into tomorrow's quarterfinals. And KG, 4th ban right now. 2 seconds left on the regular pick time. Moving into the reserve time, still plenty of time left. No real worries for them. And they've taken Nortrom, the silencer, out of the picture. So not wanting to have the global silence, which can be very annoying. So let's see if this ban will actually mean that they're going to pick up some skill-reliant mid-heroes, which comes to mind are the Storm Spirit as well as the Invoker. But right now it is in the hands of Frostwolves. Let's see if they're going to read into this banning phase of KG. There's a pattern coming along here, these range carry mid lanes. And right now Frostwolves clan, will they continue to move heavy right clickers? The Draw Ranger, the Luna still in the pool. Yet to see a Draw Ranger game in the Miri Esports League just yet. And taking their time with this one, Ashley. And again, removing these heavy right-click heroes. So both teams sort of have a pattern of how their draft will be going. So heavy right-click heroes being removed, and strong mid lane with good team fight control over on the side of KG being banned. But right now, KG only pick up the next hero. Most likely will be a support. Lion, Shadow Demon, both still in the pool. And they've decided to go for the Ogre Magi. So that's another tanky hero, so to speak. Lots of HP and deceptively tanky. It may say intelligence as primary attribute, but OM is undeniably a very strong support. And Frostwolves clan, after banning out all these heavy right clickers, they've picked up the Morphling for themselves. But of course, Morphling again very flexible, able to go into the support role when you morph into strength and level up your adaptive strike for maximum stun. That's about 4.25 seconds worth of stun. But also able to go the carry role, morphing into agility, going into that E-Blade and just going for that maximum damage. Frostwolves, they've got the position 4, 5 and 3, so all that's left is the hard carry and mid laner, and they've been banning out this strong mid laners, and it looks like it's going to be the Templar Assassin. So the silencer not really fitting into their bans, but of course, let's just see how things go right now as Frostwolves clan will be picking up their hero. This next pickup should sort of indicate how they wish to line things up on their side.
10 seconds remaining.
Let's not forget they are on the Dire side, so they do have that Roshan advantage.
5 seconds
Closer
remaining.
proximity for TPs into the Rosh pit.
Reserve time.
Frostwolves clan will finally go for the very tanky Dragon Knight. So this is a very hard draft to read. Kunkka able to go support, able to go mid. Dragon Knight able to go mid or safe lane, but most likely will be the mid lane hero. So it just remains to be seen whether Kunkka or Morphling will be their hard carry. So I'm assuming that's a Kunkka support, Morphling safe lane, Dragon Knight on that mid lane. Of course, looking to get early levels into that Elder Dragon and push that mid tier 1 tower as fast as possible. Take advantage of the fact that they are near Roshan. But of course, we're now moving into the final ban. Team KG need a hard carry of their own. Will they be banning a support or will they be banning a position 3 off lane? And again, Sand King can always go into the off lane, so a really flexible draft coming out here from Frostwolves, but it will be the Invoker ban, immediate follow-up with a Drow Ranger ban. So Frostwolves, let's see who they choose to pick up for the 5th pick.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Moving into the reserve time right now.
Reserve time.
Just about 1 minute left for them to decide on their final pick. Will it be a surprise? Or will they find something to somehow meld these 5 sort of unorthodox heroes together?
Crystal Maiden.
And they go for the Crystal Maiden, so that's position 5 CM. Likely Sand King off lane, Kunkka support with Morphling Dragonite being the core, but of course it is something that is totally unpredicted. I have no idea how they're going to line this up. We'll find out sooner or later enough, as right now Team KG with their final pickup of the game. Before we move straight to the
10
game,
seconds remaining.
we'll probably need a hard carry, so Joe Ranger already been banned out. Luna still in the pool. Outworld Devourer if they so desire on that safe lane.
Reserve time.
And they go for the Slardar. So Slardar safe lane, Tidehunter off lane with a Dazzle OM roaming supports and Templar Assassin over on the mid. At least that is what I think. We will find out soon or later enough, as just waiting for the players to pick their heroes and we move straight into the game. An immediate disconnect there. DC. Okay, good. Going over the introductions of the team, we've got Tropical onto the Tidehunter, who is halfway out of the ground. Probably practicing his breaststroke. As both teams are already back into the introductions. Finally, the Tidehunter pops out. So it's Tropical on the Tidehunter, Peter onto the Dazzle, Hope on the mid Templar Assassin, No Name on the Ogre Magi, and of course Awesome, the captain, the drafter, on that carry Slardar. On the dire side, we've got Ashley on the Sand King, Raizu on the Morphling, Cookie Tastes Good onto the Dragon Knight, Sin onto the Kunkka, and of course, last but not least, Rylai, the Crystal Maiden, being played by Light. Both teams showing good sportsmanship, but already lines and patterns being drawn on the map indicating what direction they want to go for their aggression. Let's see how they want to fight this. Will there be a contest for the bounty rune? That is always a question. And packet loss. What? Packet loss. Everyone.
It's still packet loss. Yeah, I go TM move again.
Alright, right back into the game. Interesting position right now over on this bottom rune. Templar Assassin and Kunkka say hi to each other before the foreground of the game. Torrent coming in and actually hits Ashley there as well with the Burrow Strike. Let's see what he's able to do right now. Does have the refraction and will. Match loss.
Can anyone reconnect or reset? They can reconnect. Huh? They can still reconnect. Mati ya? So reconnect or not?
Can reconnect or not? Cannot, right? Lobby gone, right? AP all pick up?
Yeah?
All pick with the same heroes.
Maybe. Okay,
Uh,
we lost our main server from Valve, so we have to restart the match. It's all play, and everybody gets the same heroes. And we are sorry for this certainly disruption for communication team. So let's restart and they pick your own heroes again.
but waiting for the other team to join.
Server reset.
Done, already done.
Done now?
Drop
Now
50%.
is I disable the Wi-Fi, so no one use Wi-Fi now.
Okay. Mine already gone.
Yours-
My one is TM Wi-Fi, right?
Oh, you use Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi no problem.
Ah.
I got another Wi-Fi which is from our Wi-Fi.
That was a heartbreak. We were so close. Reset now. Happy birthday. David has just given us bad hammer. We all believe Lord David is right here, right now, watching us. Okay, letter from Team KG.
Alright, no more Wi-Fi.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
So now static, the 12 clients, right?
Huh?
Static 12
PC, right?
Yeah.
12 PC. Unless they use
10, then
1, 11.
11.
fully utilized by you all.
Huh?
Fully utilized by you all.
Okay, thank you.
No more Wi-Fi.
Sorry, yeah.
Already disabled.
Because we really spoiled the game just now. It's all disconnected.
And just like that, we're straight back into this game. Thankfully, first blood did not happen, as Templar Assassin was able to survive that earlier engagement. So right now, we jump right back into the game with an all pick. Oh, that's a very nice courier. Already seeing a change up in terms of strategy of how they're going to approach the contest for the bounty rune right now. Frost Wolves, they know what they want to do. And they've actually been able to draw all the lines on the map, being very aggressive right now. So it is very highly likely we're going to see a level 1 clash. Let's see who breaks the smoke first, and it's going to be Slaughter. And he gets vision of it. They're pinging it out right now, so they know each other. They know that they're both in the vicinity of the Radiant jungle, but it looks like that's going to be the end of it. There's going to be no aggression. Neither team wants to initiate fully on this. And as I say that, of course, Sin coming in really far forward, and Tropical will be caught off guard right now. Ashley coming in with a bit of Burrow Strike, but no, instead there's going to be a Fire Blast straight onto that Sand King. Burrow Strike as well, but only hit once. Crystal Maiden coming in with a Frost Nova, and a good 3-man Torrent coming up with the Conquer right now. Another Crush coming in, saving in Riser, and Sin now have to disengage from the fight as they are being brought down low. Name is just too tanky to bring down. Another Anchor Smash coming, but the first one to drop will be the Ogre Magi as the DK gets first blood. Morphling immediately traded right now. The Grave doing so much damage. Sorry, the heal doing so much damage as the heroes are clumped up, and right now Ashley will be trying to run from this. Will he get the bounty rune? Yes. And he will die. Oh, that's actually a 4-man Torrent coming in, and he will deny himself to Roshan. So all in all, it is a 1-for-1 trade. Sorry, it's a 2-for-1 trade, as Sand King did fall to Roshan. And as I say that, looks like they're going to try to reinitiate right now as Crystal Maiden in the midst of things. They're going to try to be very aggressive with this. Chasing her around, playing Ring Around the Roses. Will there be another 2-man Torrent? But unfortunately, Sin has to clarity up, doesn't have the mana. So instead of farming creeps, they're trying to farm heroes right now. KG chasing Crystal Maiden straight back to her side of the jungle. Good Torrent coming in. Ashley, 2-man Burrow Strike. Another heal coming out from the Dazzle, and that's the end of things. And we will transition straight into the farming phase. But of course, Dazzle being able to do so much damage there with the Shadow Wave. Pinging out, coming out onto Ashley right now. Burrow Strike coming in, cancelling off the Fire Blast, which will eventually come. Name on that Ogre Magi, right-clicking down Ashley as much as he can. But Sand King will be able to just regen up from the Tango. Of course, does have that Enchanted Mango for additional regeneration. Looking at how the lanes are, it will be a 2-1-2 coming out here from the side of the Radiant team. Peter onto that Dazzle, as well as Awesome onto that Slaughter, playing over in the top lane. Over in the mid lane, we do have Coco, or Cookie, I think. Coco over onto Templar Assassin, up against Cookie on that mid Dragon Knight. Morphling playing the carry on the side of the Diet. And Sin just hanging around, seeing if there's anything he can set up with this. Perhaps waiting for level 3 for the Dragon Tail maybe, and to set it up into his Torrent. But Coco playing passively. Does have a Fairy Fire and as well as Refraction, so if there is any aggression, it has to wait after the Refraction. That's a good turn coming in immediately. Coco trying to go into melt, Breathe Fire as well, so now Fairy Fire being popped, Tower coming into 8 as well, but that will be the end of the aggression. So that was a good setup, but unfortunately not being able to find the damage right there onto the Templar Assassin.
Gold for my chest.
Raizu and Light are on this top lane with the Crystal Maiden and Morphling, looking to try to secure as much farm as possible, trying to get that early Lincoln Sphere over onto the Morph before moving perhaps into that E-Blade. And look at that, Ping's coming out asking for a pull. That's over on the bottom of the Ashley, being caught out slightly out of position. Fire Blast as well. One more right click coming in, and the Ignite should secure it as Tidehunter will get the kill onto the Sand King, who's left alone as the Kunkka is currently roaming around. So it is an off-lane Sand King here being played by Frostwolves clan. Quite unfortunately not paying off in that gamble right there, as Sin on that Kunkka comes back just to try to get a little bit of EXP, but will be a bit too late. Looking at how things are going in terms of last hits, Dragon Knight, surprisingly, if I may add, ahead of things, ahead of the Templar Assassin by at least twice the last hit. 6 for 3 for the T8, 13 for 7 for the Dragon Knight. And right now, Torrent coming in. Oh, Tidehunter just walks around it but the Burrow Strike does come in. This will be a kill secured. One more right click coming in. A little bit more, but the slow from the Ignite. Well, no, actually, Sand King will get the kill as the Caustic Finale is popped. Now Sin in a little bit of trouble, a little bit too deep. Ashley coming in from behind, gets a good Burrow Strike onto Name just to prevent the chase from coming in. And Peter coming in from behind does have Grave as well as Shadow Wave. And the Caustic Finale doing a fair amount of damage right now on the Urgamagi. Torrent again missing. So from 3-man Torrents to 0-man Torrents, now Name will get Graved up. Doesn't have a TP, so will not be able to get an X-Mark as well there. So will drop and fall. That's the Urgamagi that will fall from this. Ashley trying to maintain the aggression, but right now Awesome comes back in. Good crush onto the Sand King. Non-stop aggression from either team. And Ashley being brought down low, doesn't have enough mana. Neither does he have any points in Sandstorm, so not able to sleep. But the Torrent trying to zone them out of things will be successful. But Slaughter continuing the chase, but that will be the end of it. That's over in the mid lane. Templar Assassin still trying to go up against Cookie Tastes Good on the DK. Gets a good stun and gets some good right clicks in before the refraction is able to be activated. 3 for 2 right now as we hit the 4-minute and 50-second mark. About to go for 5 minutes in the game. Relatively passive, but Dire team have been farming up really well with their Dragonite as well as the Morphling. Morphling leading the way with 22 last hits as well as the Dragonite. So they're both doing very, very good in terms of net worth. They are well ahead from the other heroes. Dire does have a very good advantage in terms of XP as well as net worth. Looks like they're trying to set something else here. Let's see if there will be a repeat of the previous, and he needs a Dragon Tail stun first before the Torrent. There you go, Dragon Tail, Elder Dragon being popped as well. Torrent to come? No! Where was the Torrent? Instead, the tower hits come. Torrent will finally come, and it will absolutely miss. Now Tidehunter coming into the fight, and Cookie Tastes Good will have to waste his ultimate, so to speak, not being able to actually contribute much to the team fight. As we look at the top lane, is any dive coming in? No. Playing relatively safe, but 2 heroes brought down really low, the Templar Assassin as well as Dazzle. But over on the bottom lane, that's where the aggression happens, as Urgamagi will be the one to fall to the Sand King. Raizu on the Morphling does have a lot of agility being morphed up right now. Waveform forward, awesome. One last right click, gets the fog. But Raizu right now copying hits from the tower will have to strength morph. Interesting that he didn't reset the aggro onto the creep, but that being said, escapes out of that situation with the morph. And Coco right now being zoned out very heavily from this mid lane, so has to be very careful. Has been a target of a few ganks before, so he will obviously feel a little bit of paranoia just in case the Dire heroes just come and catch him off guard from the back line. So he's just playing near his tower, playing back and forth. Not the best vision, so doesn't really have any idea of what's happening. Pings coming out left, right. Finally the X marks coming in. TS, the Dragon Tail as well, and the Torrent. And Light will be there to secure the kill, and it will go to the Dragonite as the Crystal Maiden coming in with a Frostbite. Just able to help things out. Finally they get a kill onto that Templar Assassin. But of course this means that Raizu is all alone here on this top lane, so this aggression should be punished as much as possible. Shadow Wave as well as Crush coming out. Raizu will have to morph strength, does have the wave form, and will look to retreat. As over the bottom lane they're trying to chase. Ashley being brought down low, Burrow strikes away. Sin onto the Torrent. No, will not cast a Torrent actually. We'll just be look to hang around over onto this jungle side of the Radiant team. But they spot him. There is a creep there, so the Ignite coming in, slowing him down, causing a little bit of damage. And it looks like Frostwolves want to make something happen right now. But this is just time wasted for the Dragonite. Should really be just focusing on pushing that mid lane. Does have his Elder Dragon form up and ready to go. And let's see if the interception will come just on the right side of things. Coco will escape down to the south. So that's the end of the aggression over there. looking at the net worth, still no surprise that Dai is very far ahead in terms of the hard carry. The Dragon Knight is 3.4k gold net worth, while it's a Templar Assassin leading her team on the Radiant side, only has 2k gold. It is only 9 minutes into the game, so really shouldn't read much into it, as coming in will be a good stun straight onto the Slaughter. Grave coming out as well, finally the Grave keeping him alive and will sprint away. So Slaughter will survive that aggression. Sand King's rotation comes to naught. And right now they're trying to ping out, they're trying to punish the rotation of the Sand King, and right now they're pinging out the bottom lane. But it is the Ogre Magi who's been given the space to farm, and on the top lane, interesting that Dazzle was still hanging around there. Really shouldn't be there considering the Sand King has an extreme range of initiation with that Burrow Strike. As finally we see the mid lane being popped, Elder Dragon form stun as well coming up onto the Templar Assassin. Any more further damage coming in, but over it's on the bottom lane as the aggression of the Sand King is being exchanged onto the Tide Hunter, who has the Anchor Smash. Torrent coming in will finally hit, and that will be the kill onto the Tide Hunter as one final right click. Instead it is a Caustic Finale that finishes things off, but now Awesome comes in onto that Slaughter, gets a good crush onto Ashley, and it will bring him down. So that's 1-for-1 trade, another good Torrent coming in, but Sin is in a poor position right now. Awesome will have the Grave to protect him. Looks like the Kunkka will try to juke his way in the trees, stay in the trees, but instead will be spotted out, and Awesome will get another kill right there as the amplified damage just helps him out. 2-for-1 trade right there, even more gold coming in, much needed there from the Radiant team. The Dire team will be scratching their heads, wondering how did they let that happen. And all this while, Templar Assassin afforded even more space, completes her power treads finally, and will have the bottle as well.
Denied.
I was seeing some TPs coming in here onto the mid lane, smoked as well. Instead, it's immediate Dragon Tail straight onto the Templar Assassin. Illusion Room being popped as well. Will they get the X mark? Will he be in range for it? No. So that's a little bit of a failed gank. Meanwhile, bottom lane Sand King being given a lot of space right now. It's over in the top lane. Waveform as well. Looks like he's going to be stuck with the Tide Hunter right there. Exchanging clicks, but over in the bottom lane, the amplified damage will be causing him to just melt under the right clicks. One charge coming in just at the right time. Will he survive from this? One more right click. Awesome is diving deep for this. Will die for it, but gets the kill. 1-for-1. Sort of worth it considering the Sand King was ahead of him in terms of net worth, and he will catch up. And right now it's a wraparound gang straight onto the Tide Hunter. He does have Ravage, they've got to be careful. X-Mark as well, Torrent coming in, but misses the X-Mark. Torrent, Ravage being popped, 3 heroes hit, but no TPs coming in for the spot. Looks like Tropica will actually have their boat into his face. And that's the end of the Tide Hunter as Morphling just drowns him with that waveform. 5 for 9 right now, the kills.
Is under attack.
Of course, let's not forget, kills don't tell the whole story. And Sin getting a creep chasing him, so in a little bit of a pickle right there, but does have the support of his friends very, very close by, considering the tier 1 tower is still standing up. As Ashley, let's see how close he is to his Blink Dagger. Oh, very close. Very close indeed to that Blink Dagger. Once he has it, Frostwolves will just be able to initiate from extreme range. Not to forget, they will have that Epicenter Blink Burrow Strike in. As we're just hitting 12 minutes into this game,
Is under attack.
net worth still in favor of the Dire team. The Dragon Knight, interestingly enough, hasn't brought down this mid-tier 1 tower just yet with his Elder Dragon form. Instead, he's been rotating back and forth, but it will be the Armlet as his item of choice. So Dazzle TPing out, top lane, they've got to be careful, it's just the two of them. Amplify damage straight on the Crystal Maiden, so light will be revealed, but it will be Sin who will be coming around on the wraparound. It is 3v2 right now. Frostbite straight onto the Slaughter. Will there be a Torrent coming in? Yes, there will be, but it hits 2 of them. Really good Torrent. X-Mark as well coming in, but a good crush coming in, so Sin will be the next one to pick. Crystal Maiden ultimate coming out, and that will be the first kill. Slaughter, they're going to follow up the aggression as an X-Mark coming out, and that will be the Ogre Magi who will be next to fall. It's a killing spree coming out for the Morphling. Over on the bottom lane, they're trying to respond with this aggression, with the chase onto the Sand King, but it looks like that's going to be the end of it, as they will not be looking to dive any deeper than that. 5 for 11 right there. Frostwolves Gaming clawing back the advantage that they've got, so There you go. You can see the dip going back into the favor
Radiant's
of
top
the
tower
Dire
is
team.
under attack.
Not too much, 3,000. But it is still possible for the Radiant team to still come back. It is still early days, of course. We still haven't really finished the farming phase of it. The rotations coming here and there, but we're just about to transition from early to mid around the 18-minute mark. As Slada yet to finish his next item. Sand King picks up his Blink Dagger. They're going to be careful about that. When will he reveal it? And right now Ryzu trying to bait them in, wave from the way, as the Fire Blast was just about to come in. Some D-Ward games coming out here on that bottom lane, but let's look at the top lane as the Torrent comes in. Good two-man Burrow Strike as well. Epicenter coming in, but it will be stopped by the stun just in time as well as the boat, so they're trying to disengage from this. Name some clutch plays there, disabling the Epicenter casting with the Fire Blast, but instead he will pay that with his life as he will be the one to fall, as the Morphling is now dominating and will be well on his way to his Lincoln Sphere. They're pinging him out, and it looks like Cookie tastes good with the Armlet Toggle. Will just about to be able to survive the right clicks trading there with the Templar Assassin. And it looks like the Radiant team will win the D-Ward battle here over on that bottom rune. The Templar Assassin, we've seen the usual pickup of the Blightstone, just to aid in the minus armor from the melt coming out even more, but however still needs the mobility item, whether it be the Yasha or the Blink Dagger. And now Sin playing very far forward right now, being crushed, but immediate response coming in, but it's too late. The Kunkka's already dead. A little bit too far forward considering the Slaughter was just able to run up to him without a Blink Dagger, and right now Cookie tastes good TPing in just to stop the push from coming in.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And really, the Kunkka just a little bit out of position there. Does have the infused range drops, but it didn't really help him against the magical burst, as well as the physical damage coming in from the amplified damage.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Again, being able to D-ward that out, so Frostwolves retaliating with a D-ward of their own here in their own jungle entrance. Just able to secure their jungle a little bit more. And Daytime comes back 16 minutes into the game, 7 to 12.
Tower is under attack.
And the Templar Assassin will be able to grab that rune ahead of the Dragon Knight. Looking to try to chase it, but will be slowed down by the side trap. And immediately the Ogre Magi, oh, was that pinged out? Yes, it was pinged out. So I'm not sure if they've spotted it. It will be interesting to see if there will be immediate D-ward coming out on that. Over the bottom lane, Poison Touch coming in, Blink Strike as well. Torrent will hit, so that's Selfgrave. Will he TP out? There's no way to interrupt him if he TPs out, but he decides to walk away. And the Caustic Finale will be causing so much damage. And Sin gets a good X mark onto the Titan. So will they look to try to reinitiate? Torrent as well does hit at the edge of it, but that's the end of it. Interestingly enough, Dazzle not deciding to TP out would have been able to, considering there were no interrupts, as the Torrent as well as a Blink Strike already being used.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Now over the top lane, Name as well as Awesome trying to challenge his Morphling just a little bit. Templar Assassin slowly climbing in terms of net worth, so she's thereabouts, almost even with this Sand King. A little bit ahead in fact, but still quite some fair distance away from his mid counterpart in the form of the Dragon Knight. A Bloodlust charges left and right. So Name looking to try to buff up his allied heroes as much as possible. And Ashley is right at the side. Frostbite coming out onto Awesome. Tries to sprint away. Adaptive Strike will blink in. Epicenter coming in, but then Ravage being able to stop the aggression. Crush as well. Morphs to Strength, but Slaughter will fall as an exchange with the Crystal Maiden. Another Morph to Strength. A quick two-man sword coming out with the board as well. So Name will be the next one to fall. X-Mark as well onto the Tidehunter. And this will be the third kill for the Dire team, as it will be a 3-for-1 trade. Torrent coming in as well. Then the Watermelon will pop with a wave from Courier. No, they won't be able to get it. And it will be 8 to 16 right now in favor of Frostwolves clan.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
A good team fight all around. Even though the Ravage was there, the Morphling was just able to survive with the Strength Morph. Slaughter just blew up a bit too fast. It really needs his armlet, and actually will have it pretty soon. Looking to build into perhaps a BKB or a Blink Dagger next. And that's the top tier 1 tower dropping. Sand King looking to build into the 4-staff, so even more mobility, even more range coming out, and that's a really good D-ward there. Good game sense there from Light, just being able to restrict any vision coming out on the side of the Radiant team. So right now, looking at the Radiant team, relatively a dark map, not really any vision outside of their own towers, whereas over in the Dire team, they still have all the tier 1s up and about, and of course they've got a couple of aggressive wards here and there. So they definitely have better map control, able to make more informed decisions compared to KG. Oh, pings out left, right, and center. Not to forget the side traps also do provide a little bit of vision. So Cookie tastes good. We'll just about walk into one, so they have knowledge of the heroes there. As the side trap reveals it, and Frostwolves, they are coming here as 5. They want to push, they want to find an objective, and wisely enough, KG doing the opposite. Instead of fighting, they're going for the split. Just looking for space to farm, looking for space to find for the next items, but it looks like TA is in danger now. No. We'll have to be very careful. In fact, the side trap will be able to spot things out. High ground ward coming down there as well. So they're ready to push down on this mid tier 2 tower. X-Torrent coming out onto the Ogre Magi. Name will be able to get a 5 bars. Early Grave coming in from the Dazzle. Name still has a healthy amount of HP. Now should be a good time to Grave, but unfortunately the Grave ends. A good initiation. 5-man Ravage coming in from Tropical. Buyback immediately from the Ogre Magi. Still will be the first one to fall down the X-Maker, but Cookie is doing so much damage right on the back line. The boat doesn't really hit, but the rum is just enough to let them survive. Finally, Kunkka will drop buyback from that Magi. Looks to be worth it. It's a double kill coming off the Dragon Knight. Crystal made an ultimate being stopped short, but right now, Slaughter in the midst of things. One more crush. Amplified damage. It's a good melt hit there. Good crit coming in. Double man Barrow Strike as well. 3 for 2 right now. As Raizu is unstoppable, looking to disengage. Silent will be chased Sandstorm there. Any invis reveal? No! There is no way for them to reveal that Sand King, but all in all, it did cost a buyback from the Ogre Magi, but 5-man Ravage there coming out from the Tide Hunter. They just needed a little bit more damage. You can see the potency right now over on the side of the Radiant. Once that Desolator is completed, another 5-man Ravage will just mean that some support heroes, like especially the Crystal Maiden, will just absolutely melt under the physical damage. Crystal Maiden not the best armor. There's 2 and 3 more coming in for the Tranquil Boots, but let's not forget Tranquil Boots will break once you attack or are attacked, so that armor will not be there for her. And look at the amount of sentries coming in here. Really trying to restrict any sort of vision, any sort of control. They're being really aggressive right now with their warding. But of course, the Radiant team now congregating 5 men of them over the mid lane. Will look to try and get objective and will successfully do so. That's the mid tier 1 tower gone. But before they can actually attempt Roshan, they've got to get rid of the bottom tier 2 as well, as it just gives Dire such an easy access into the lane. Looking to try to come in for a wraparound, but of course they've got really good vision of this, the Dire team. Dragon Knight coming in, trying to retreat from things, pings it out, so they've got a well-informed decisions to make here. Ogre Club over the Morphling, likely a BKB, possibly a Dragon Lance, but I'm not too sure. Templar Assassin completes the Desolator finally, X-Mark, Torrent as well, both being committed. Now let's see if Awesome will fall from this. That's a missed time. From the Kunkka, not the best initiation. Could have been a kill considering his teammates were close behind. But as things stand, 23 minutes into the game, 11-19 the score in favor of Frostwolf clan. And Tide Hunter does have that Blink Decker up and ready, Wind Lace as well. Perhaps looking to go into the Drums of Endurance for added stats, passives, as well as attack and movement speed. Ogre Magi being the position 5 support. It will be the Dazzle who will be picking up the Buckler, looking to go into the Mechanism. Whereas over the side of the Frostwolf, the Crystal Maiden, being the ward carrier, so to speak, has been spending most of her gold on orbs and sentries. Oh, look at this high ground advantage, but immediately coming in X-Mark. Torrent, will it finally hit? Good timing coming up that Peter should fall from this self-grave, coming in a little bit early, but better safe than never. Coming in is a boat, doesn't hit anything as Light casts his ultimate from the high ground. Peter will fall with the epicenter burrow strike coming in, but a 5-man Ravage coming in. No, 3-man Ravage, I'm sorry, the back lines. The first one to fall is the Dazzle, as well as Templar Assassin. Immediate buyback coming up the Templar Assassin, and now Dragon Knight dealing so much damage from the high ground. Sin will actually escape with his slivers of HP, but coming in from Awesome, gets a good double kill from the backlines. Ashley with a triple kill right now. His name will be looking next to fall. Awesome is the midst of thing. Will be able to get a 2-man's crush. No, it's just a 1-man crush. Immediate melt hit, and that's gonna be a triple kill right there for the Slaughter. Ultra kill for the Sand King. Awesome will be next to fall. Wicked Sink from the Morphling. Coco is the next one to fall. Will there be another kill from this? Man fighting it 1-1, and Ashley will have a lot of bounty on the hit, but instead, Coco not decided to come in. Finally, the burrow strike from range, and that will be a double kill. So finally that fight ends, and all in all, bloodshed being told 14-25 with a fight recap. That's all 5 heroes on the side of the Radiant dying. But the buyback from the Templar Assassin, not really worth it. As we see, the most damage being done is surprisingly from that Morphling. Adaptive Strike as well as Waveform. Not to forget the right clicks coming in from Raizu. And it will indeed be that Dragonlance as predicted. Looks like we'll be moving into that Yasha next. Interestingly enough, not going for that Skadi, but Peter, if he had his Grave as well as the Weave earlier on, perhaps could have changed that fight a little bit, considering the armor over time bonus could have perhaps helped the Templar Assassin. But as things stand, Templar Assassin, just a Desolator as well as boots, no dagger yet. We'll need to rely on the Tidehunter for the initiations. Right now, Frostwolves trying to apply some pressure over on this top lane right now. Raizu, relatively tanky, does have some strength being morphed. Oh, actually they're gonna pop onto Peter, who will just explode from this. No, gets a Grave just in time, but should die. There is no running out from this one, Peter. And godlike Morphling coming out right there, punishing the Dazzle, who was a bit too far forward from his team. So that's one thing to note. It will be a 4v5 defense, but Ogre Magi being spotted. X-Mark as well as a Torrent, a good Dragon Tail coming in, and that's going to be 2 for nothing. And they're just going to continue with this aggression. In my opinion, the Radiant team should just back off, defend the high ground, but instead they're just trying to hang around this tier 2 tower over on the top lane. Now 5-man from Frostwolves coming in and apply pressure, and surprisingly the Radiant team, they should really be back from this. X-Mark, oh, good timing there. Good reactions from Awesome, able to escape that X-Mark Torrent, but right now they just want to apply pressure. Another X-Mark, will there be a blink out from this? No, this is when you pay the price, Slaughter. Instead of Ravage coming in, hits 3-man, Graves saving the Slaughter just in time. The Ravage doesn't achieve anything. It's going to be a double kill as a godlike Morphling goes beyond godlike. And the back lines of thing, Templar Assassin gets stunned by the Burrow Strike. This Tidehunter being surrounded by 3 strength heroes and will fall. Templar Assassin will escape from this, but the Tidehunter will be the one to fall. Once again, all these kills going to the Morphling. 1.9k gold in the bag in addition to that Yasha. Able to complete up that Manta in perhaps about 800 gold. So they achieved the objective. It was very interesting that KG decided to defend from the tier 2. They should have just defended right here, but instead they were hanging around. And when you consider that the ranges of the initiation from the Dire team are very long, they should have just been a bit more careful with that. And right now, it's a similar story right now. Look at this. They've got 2 heroes still yet to respawn that they're playing very aggressively. And they should be very careful, considering that there is a 4-staff Aether Lens, as we predicted, coming out from the Sand King. So the range of that Burrow Strike is extremely long. Look at that, 1,300 range once he has his Scepter, which should be his next item of call. 30 kills for Frostwolf, 14, just under half for KG, as they look to try to mount a defense of some sorts right now. Blink forward, but the amplified damage has been blocked, but the Tide is coming in for the backlines. No, Epicenter Burrow Strike will just blow up the Ogre Magi, but the Dazzler is there to save the Slaughter. Instead will be the one to pay the price. Slaughter falls, and next will be the Ogre Magi. 2 for nothing. Monster kill for the Sand King and tier 2 tower as well to claim. But right now, let's see if there will be any response coming in for the Radiant. I doubt it, as they don't really have the damage. X-Mark TP from the Kanka just to go back and regen a little bit. No Ravage. X-Mark, Torrent will hit. Burrow Strike as well, just missing the slider thing. Frostbite will get the good disable on him as a waveform coming in from the Morphling. who currently is 12 for 1
is under
with
attack.
12 assists to his name. Somebody stop this Morphling. It will indeed be that Manta style that will be the pickup coming out from Raizu. As Frost Wolves were looking to claim the first barracks of the game. Just under 30 minutes into the timer. They've got 4 heroes around here, 5 heroes ready to re-engage if KG look to come in.
Has fallen.
In fact, even giving Raizu the last hits onto the barracks just to give him that extra injection of gold. And there you go, that's the Manta style completed, and in addition to that, another 1.5k gold, so does have that buyback as well. Frost Wolves playing this very safe, not looking to overextend. Having a look at the XP graph, it tells a painful story as it's a nosedive down towards advantage of the Dire team, and similar story with the net worth graph as well. Sand King will be looking to build into the Aghanim Scepter perhaps. Will have about 2k gold. Alternatively, could also go for the Shivas just to counteract a little bit of that amplified damage. And right now, it looks at the Radiant team trying to make something happen. This is good. They're trying to find as much space as they can, protect that Slaughter. Try to prioritize the Grave on that Slaughter, but unfortunately, the Dazzle was a little bit out of position in that last team fight. We finally officially hit the half an hour mark for the game, as it is 14-33. Kunkka completed the Drums of Endurance, not too bad, considering he has 21 assists to his name, looking at that KDA. But it is that Morphling right now who is stealing the show. 12 kills and only 1 death. Sand King similarly also has 12 kills, but does have 4 deaths to his name. Blink back coming out. Oh, that's a really good scan. That spots out the movement there. So they know something's happening in that vicinity. Sand King looking forward. Gets a good burst strike. 4 stops away. Ignite coming out onto the Sand King, but the smoke immediately being disjointed and pop. To fight breaking in 2 ways. Board coming out as well, but awesome in the back lines. Trying to focus on that Sand King. Trying to get the epicenter out of the picture. Instead, burst strike. Instead, a Ravage comes in and hits 4 heroes perfectly. Sand King out of the picture. No epicenter. No burst strike. Reinitiation. The Grave will save the Dazzler himself, but the Slaughter will be the one to fall and pay the price. The Dazzler should fall next as well. X mark onto the Tidehunter, and this should be it. This will be the Tidehunter. Well, in fact, the smoke being popped as well, as it's 4 for nothing. 4 for 1. Apologies, as the Ogre Magi will just forlornly stand over in his mid lane. They've already claimed the barracks in the mid lane, so it will transition into a push on that bottom tier 2 tower. Frost Wolves with that Elder Dragon form as well should be able to push this very, very quickly.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And the tower just melting under that corrosive breath, as well as the damage from the Dragonite. They could go for the glyph, but it probably means that they won't have the glyph for the high ground defense, and let's see if Frost Wolves will want to push this. They do have that Sand King, who will be up in 10 seconds, does have the Aghanim Scepter completed, and Epicenter of cooldown as well. But of course he will have to TP and make his way over. And let's see if he goes for the Boots of Travel, but I doubt he will, doesn't have enough gold to do so. So Frost Wolves will disengage. Weave coming in for that armor bonus. They're just looking to go for this high ground defense, as the amplified damage onto the Crystal Maiden will mean that they've got good vision of hers. Finally, BKB ultimate being popped out. Dazzle a little bit too far forward and will be the first one to fall. Does have the Grave in hand, but the X-Mark coming out with the board coming out as well. There's no Ravage in this team fight, so right now Force Wolves are trying to take advantage of it. No one dying just yet, surprisingly. Magic Stick 1 charges coming in left, right and center. Finally the torrent hits, and the Dazzle will fall in exchange with the Crystal Maiden. Good melt hit. Buybacks coming out immediately from the Ogre Magi, as well as Dazzle coming in from the fight. Back to the fight, but right now the Replicate is doing so much damage. Sin coming in the back line, 2-man Burrow Strike coming in. Coco Whippy, Epicenter coming in and gets it with the Aghanim Scepter, and name will not fall. Instead, it will be the Dazzle, as the Grave will save that Ogre Magi, but right now it means that it will be a 4v4 right now. It's a defense for that tier 3 tower. Good Burrow Strike coming in onto Awesome. Slaughter trying to armlet toggle the best he can. X-Mark onto the Kunkka. Straight onto that Templar Assassin, as the disjoint of that Morphling coming in with the Lincoln Sphere, but instead the Reinitiation Kunkka will drop on this. Ashley will be the next one to fall. That's going to be 3 for 2. Buyback from the Slaughter as well. Coco will be the next one to fall, but Raizu standing strong in the middle of things. We'll get another kill. He is unkillable right now. Awesome, trying to do the best he can. Ravage finally pops in. Now Cookie tastes good. He's being brought down low. That's up, toggle up. Cake Coco on the Templar Assassin buyback, trying to kill and rise as much as possible. Does have the Morphling strength. Omelette Toggle coming in from the DK. One more stun coming in. There you go. Finally, DK will fall. But through it all, Morphling survives. Still beyond godlike. Buyback after buyback. That's 4 buybacks. About 1.4k gold in terms of loss. But then again, they did defend that bottom tier 3 tower. Messy fight, so to speak. But through it all, Morphling survives. And there you go. He's well on his way to his ethereal blade. Raizu, 16, 1 and 7. They've just not been able to kill this morph. 19 to 43 now. They dove in really deep, all the way into the fountain. Objective gaming, guys. The tower still stands. But of course, Frostwolves, all they've got to do is just wait for perhaps, well, actually immediately. They're able to just reset and go for the push again, or even if they desire, just go for the big man and get an extra life up and about in the inventory. Looking at buyback status, as you can see the buyback cooldowns here on the respective heroes. It was a costly fight, it was a costly defense, but it was successful, and that is what matters right now for KG. They want to fight to the end right now. It is a single elimination. So the loser will unfortunately be sent home after this game. 19 to 43 now. Got heroes on the mid lane for both teams. Just about 2,200 gold away from completing the ethereal bid, but of course he will want to have his buyback. So doubtful that he will purchase it immediately as soon as he can. But of course we never know. He is unkillable as of yet. Hasn't been able to be killed. We saw some really decent armlet toggling there, both by the Dragon Knight as well as the Slada. And Slada building her own BKB. And it looks like they want to go for objectives right now. Templar Assassin choosing to not go for any of the mobility items, instead building up into a BKB of her own. And they see nothing outside their base. Just pinging it out. They know something's off right there. So they should have an idea. But already Roshan will fall, and it will be picked up by the Dragon Knight. So we'll have 2 lives. In my opinion, should have gone to the Morphling, because the Dragon Knight, once he has no more ultimate, not that useful in the fight, and he wants to pop his ultimate along together with his BKB. So I think the Aegis should have gone to the Morphling, but then again, no real slots for the Morphling. Should have just dropped the Ghost Scepter, I think. And right now, let's see, aggression coming in now from the Radiant team. Under the guise of a smoke. Let's see what's the first hero to spot. It will be the Crystal Maiden. 4 heroes being here in the middle. 1 Crush coming in. No, it will be a 2-man Torrent. Boat coming in as well in the back lines. Ravage will hit onto 3 heroes. The Grave coming on the Templar Assassin a little bit premature. But coming in is Raizu on that Morphling. He's just dealing damage left, right, and center. Also will be the next one to fall. Instead, it's a beyond godlike streak. Double kill for the Morphling. Triple kill for the Morphling. Templar Assassin will escape with just a sliver of HP, and this should be the bottom racks for Frostwolves clan. A really good fight, even though the Radiant team had the jump. Interestingly enough, Frostwolves able to just finagle their way out of that. There's just too much damage coming in for the Morphling, who hits for about 320 damage per right click, and that is not even including the damage from the magical waveform. Glyph comes out, but no buybacks as they are all on cooldown. And Tidehunter does have buyback, but doesn't have the Ravage, so no point. About 100 seconds off there. And that's gonna be mega creeps in my opinion. They should just push for it. So sending the Replicate just to get that Corrosive Breath onto the tower, while in the meantime they hit that top racks, and that's it. They're gonna get mega creeps. There's no way that the Radiant team can reinitiate into this. It's just too much damage under that Morphling. Quite unfortunately, Slada and Templar Assassin not being able to get it. And there you go, that's mega creep. X marks Torrent, both hitting onto 2. As the Epicenter tries to do as much damage as can. There's gonna be 2 heroes quickly down. Triple kill for the Morphling right now. Let's go for the Rampage. Go on. Come on, high ground, ultra kill. 1 more for the Rampage. Awesome will be the next one to fall. And that's... There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's the first Rampage of the Miri Esports League.